All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. The split and the rift between Ann and Nancy Wilson, I think, continues to show up. Ann Wilson, who is going out on tour by herself, and Nancy Wilson, who just released a new single off her brand new first ever solo album called You and Me. The song is called Walk Away, and I would encourage viewers here to go check it out. First of all, there are some vintage, old school heart overtones in the actual music of this track. But to me, this track comes off as kind of an angry rant from Nancy Wilson, who isn't, the most identifiable singer in the band Heart. Obviously, her sister sang the majority of the band's catalog and hit songs for that matter. But Nancy is a formidable guitarist and she has a pleasant singing voice. Her sister, I think, has more range and more depth and comes off with a lot of power, whereas Nancy is far more subtle than her sister Ann. But what's really jumping out at me listening to this track are the lyrics in this song about walking away, about, putting the past behind, about forgiving both of us, about burning down the house. There were a lot of lyrics in this which almost sounded like it was a message to her sister. Now, again, it may not have anything to do with her sister, but with what happened a few years ago with Ann's husband. And there was never, ever a public apology given. There were excuses made for what happened, but there was never a reconciliation that was public. Now, the sisters did go out on tour, but it's weird that they wouldn't try to go back out on tour this year. The brand name is going to be far greater, far more cachet in going out as Heart than going out individually. I mean, Ann Wilson continues to try to pull that off, and then she goes out and she does, like Pearl Jam songs or whatever she's singing at her concerts, in addition to a few Heart songs, which, if you're a fan of this music, for me personally, the 70s version of Heart is my favorite, even though I grew up through the 80s and I enjoyed the 80s version of Heart. The 70s stuff is just off the hook. It is influenced by all of those 70s bands around them. I mean, they could rock out or they could be very quiet and subdued. Either way, again, this is an argument for both rockers and ballads, that we can kind of enjoy both forms of music and we don't lose our testosterone if you don't hear screaming guitars. But, these guys could rock, these ladies, I should say, could rock with the best of them. And they could also, turn down the volume and create really fantastic music. So does this song indicate that maybe that relationship is beyond repair? And would that mean that Heart is not really going to function anymore? Only time will tell. There's not a lot of time left for artists like these to go out there and to keep their brand alive. You have to work really hard in today's landscape with all of the social media and all of the competition out there. And quite honestly, people my age, we get kind of frustrated a bit with all of it. And if you're going to go out on tour, let's have you show up, both sisters, and try to get along with each other. But if that's not doable at this stage, then I'm not all that interested in going to see either one of these ladies as a solo artist. I'd like to see them together because that's, the core, the basis of the band Heart. So in any event, interesting song. I would suggest, if you haven't heard it yet, it's called Walk Away. It came out as a single video yesterday, and the video just to me adds fuel to the fire, which would be the speculation that this could be about her sister, Anne, but maybe it isn't. Anyway, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smack the bell for notifications for new videos, and Patreon, folks, just $1 a month. That's all I'm asking for. If you want to have nice, pleasant conversations over on Patreon about music things and maybe a few other topics. Every so often, I tend to go off on a tangent. We can talk about those tangents. Anyway, see you soon.